What's up? Welcome to the .5 episode of Alderaan Explosion Season 2.
.5?
I don't know. If you don't know and you're watching this, we're going to be doing another season of Alderaan Explosion coming at you soon. It's going to be 3 episodes and we're going to talk about Solo with Star Wars. So, pimp, 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 the pimp, pimp, pimp. So, will we talk about the trailer we're about to watch in the podcast? Maybe. What's exciting about watching this trailer today, Kieran? Kieran.
I mean,
over there. What's important about watching this trailer today, Kieran, is that I can watch this and this will help inform me of what we will want to talk about on the 3 episodes of the podcast.
So you're doing the research.
I wrote down on my notes, because I like to set myself stuff to do weekly.
You do. We both know this.
And next week's list of things to do was write out the schedule, the show notes for Alderaan Season 2. And this trailer drops, I'm like, well, not even thinking about that until I've watched the damn trailer. That's just not going to happen at all. That's just, we've got to watch the Solo trailer first.
We do indeed.
Do you remember who watched the first one? It was me, obviously. Ash?
I was there.
Was you there?
Yeah, I was there.
I can't remember who was there. Maybe.
Like, my body was present. I don't know if I was present.
Okay. What did you think about the first Solo teaser trailer thing? The one they dropped around Super Bowl time.
Oh, is that the one with the cool music?
I think so.
Yeah,
cool
no.
music?
I liked that one, but I can't remember much of it. Maybe I didn't.
Fucking terrible. You're
Like, I can remember what... I don't think I do. No, I do, because I can remember Thingamy as Lando Calrissian.
In general, are you excited?
I am indeed. I'm very excited.
And this trailer.
I've heard there's worrying news coming from this movie a little bit.
Really?
But
Don't spoil anything for me, because the first thing I did when the trailer dropped this morning...
Not from this trailer, but just from earlier stuff.
Okay. Because when the trailer dropped, I was like, are we doing a reacts? You said you was in, so I'm like, cool, I'm not watching it. And then straight after that, went on Twitter, muted the words Solo, Star Wars story, hashtag Solo, everything. So my Twitter feed, if it's like, Dylan, how do you not get spoiled for this thing and be on Twitter all day? I just mute all the words for 24 hours, okay? That's how you dodge spoilers. Little tip.
I just looked at wrestling stuff all day, so I didn't really...
I muted that shit as well. Fucking out of here. Get out of my life.
Why did you...
Because I don't watch the fuck... Anyway, we're not talking about wrestling.
Right, we're talking about wrestling, we're reacting.
Let's watch the Solo fucking trailer so I can talk about it then. With some cowboy music.
Okay, there's a bit of guitar, there's some ships. Ooh, there's a futuristic barrel. Oh, Amelia Clark, straight off the bat.
Is it revenge?
I think it's Clark, not Clarks.
I said Clark.
I thought you said Clarks.
No, I said Clark.
That's how he's going to win the Millennium Solo right there.
Millennium Solo?
You look good.
She looks great.
Around the edges.
And so does he.
Good.
I actually like the aesthetic so far.
Heard about a job.
Too much sand.
Big shot gangster putting
Baby's
together
not gonna be
crew.
there.
I hate seeing it.
I'm a driver, and I'm a flyer.
Oh,
I waited a long time for a shot like this. What do you think? Well, what do you know?
You got a line on a ship?
Yeah, I know a guy. He's the best smuggler around.
I heard a story about you. I was wondering if it's true. Everything you've heard about me is true.
what a guy.
Go with a mean man's face.
So cool.
If you come with us, you're in this life for good.
You might wanna buckle up, baby.
Maybe we could do without the droid
Let
side.
me give you some advice.
There's always got to be a droid. We need a
Listen,
droid every
everyone
movie.
will betray you, and you will never be disappointed.
I got a really good feeling about this.
She's one.
He's got a good feeling about something. He's so optimistic.
190 years old? You look great. Push it.
Oh no. I wonder what Cheerio died.
That's soon, Karen. In case you're not
That is
aware.
very soon.
This is
That
a hot month away.
It
as
is.
they say. Point out the number one. I'm very excited because it doesn't look like Star Wars.
No.
And by that, I mean, I remember watching the Rogue One trailer and getting really excited because it didn't look like Star Wars. You're like, oh, it's Star Wars because there's characters and whatever. There's things that make you aware that it's Star Wars. But then the most exciting thing was it doesn't look like Star Wars. It doesn't look like it's shot like any other Star Wars. And this feels like Rogue One in tone. Like it's different.
Yes, yeah, and I really like Han Solo's. I like how his character seems to be written. I like that he's, still quite a not a blank slate of a character, but he's a young and that old cynicalness of the Harrison Ford Han Solo hasn't come across to him yet. Like
Not there yet. That's why we get the line, "I've got a good feeling about this."
Yeah. Like he's still got that smart ass attitude about him, which I'd be annoyed about if they remove that, because I don't think that's a trait you really gain. But it's good to see a character that's going to have some development throughout the movies, because this is supposed to be 3 movies.
They haven't said it's going to be 3.
They haven't said.
I would put money on, as long as this does well, they'll want to do more.
Yeah,
because it's just seems simple, because they can just do a whole bunch of other Han Solo movies and they can just have him do more heists and whatever up. There's heaps of room to do stuff, and if this does well, they'll want to do that. Han Solo's like the most popular Star Wars character, I suppose. You could argue other people, but most people like it. But the biggest problem is that most people, when they cast Alden Ehrenreich as Han, everyone got upset. So after watching 2 trailers now, are you still worried going into the cinema?
I was unsure about it. I'm not upset. I was unsure more because I didn't know how the voice was going to be for him. Harrison Ford's voice, just in general, I find very iconic and individual. So there's still that. I don't know how to describe the accent, but it's done. It seems to be done pretty well through that trailer. I think we saw a lot more of the Han dialogue in that trailer. So,
well, it's about the dialogue. You don't want someone pretending to do his accent, like pretending to do a Harrison Ford rip-off voice.
You want to be able to see in the accent that it's going there. Like, you don't want Harrison Ford's accent,
like the way he Han would say stuff, which I don't feel like you can judge if that works or not from 2 trailers, let alone 5 trailers. You'll know that by time we watch the movie or not. Like, you really have to see him talking for long periods of time to go, oh, that sounds like Han. Not one line taken out of context. That doesn't sound right. Well, okay, in context, in the full fucking scene, does it sound better? So I'm not holding anything against it.
No, it's good that they've done that thing instead of a character that for some reason has an accent that's almost very different to what Harrison Ford is. Like, you can see, I like the idea of the character having a lot of continuity, so you can still see how you get from point A to point B, not, you don't start in a position you're like, wait, how the fuck do we get to Harrison Ford Han Solo from this? But
well,
yeah, or at least where it makes sense for that journey once we watch the journey. I don't know.
There was a period of time where they were it never ended up happening because Disney brought Star Wars and stuff, but they were going to make a Star Wars Underworld TV show thing or whatever it was supposed to be, and there was scripts written and whatever else, but it never ended up happening. This, although not a complete Underworld movie, does feel like the closest we're going to get to it, because although that trailer gives away sweet fuck all for what's called an official story trailer, it kind of just shows you a bunch of stuff happening. You get the gist that they're doing a heist of some sort, they gather together this team, and then they go after whoever. I presume Paul Bettany's character has like a whole bunch of scars and stuff. Presume he's the bad guy that I would guess tried to steal something off him. He's probably some underworld figure. Of course, Lando's underworld figure. That you see him in around the table, they're playing games or whatever else, a whole bunch of aliens there. So it's a whole bunch of underworld stuff happening here, which is exciting.
Do we know who's playing the droid? Like, who's voicing
We do,
that
but
droid?
I can't remember. I can look it
because
up.
Because it's a female voice by the sounds of it. But
can't remember exactly.
It sounded very Phasmerish. Someone in chat just said that as well. It sounded very Phasmerish a little bit. when
my
I
chat's not refreshed.
you do the research.
That's why my whole fucking thing's failing.
His whole thing is failing, but it's
Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Who is this person? Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
okay. I don't know.
Someone from something that I don't know is the answer to your question.
That's fine. Someone from something we don't know. Check out Phoebe Waller-Bridge. But I like. Let's take it back a step. So Lando Calrissian has always been awesome. Like he's always been cool and charming and stuff. But
as far as we know, he could have grown.
As far as we know, from
baby.
what we have seen in movies, he is pretty cool and whatever and suave.
And he seems cool in this.
Donald Glover takes it, to my opinion, from so far what we've seen to another
Well,
level.
it's just because Donald Glover's cool.
It's just
anyway.
because it's Donald Glover. Yeah,
did you see that cast? There was like a photo of like Ron Howard and Alden and a couple other people like getting ready to go like to press tour this movie, and everyone else kind of normal clothes. Everyone kind of whatever, shirt, jeans, the fuck, and there's Donald Glover in like what looks like a silk top and whatever, like yellow, whatever else. Basically, still just looks like Lando, and you're just like. He probably just showed up, like, just crawled out of bed from that. It's probably his fucking pajamas for all I know. I don't know, like...
He can pull it off.
He can pull it off. No, he can pull it off. I don't think he can pull it off.
No,
what do you reckon about Woody in this movie?
I'd like to see more. His hairstyle is interesting. It's very...
You know what he reminds me of? And I got kind of a Guardians vibe simply from the... like kind of adoptive parent of Han type situation. I don't know if that's like a thing,
like
but that was a vibe I was getting. Like,
no, I understand that vibe. I hope he doesn't want to eat Han Solo, but no, I get that Yondu vibe. It's very, very similar. There seems to be less hate between the two of them, though, which is good.
For now,
from what we can see, from this, from this small glass vial of Solo.
Solo's a good drink.
Solo's an okay lemon drink. I'm excited to see what he does and how he develops.
Would be better than Forrest Whitaker, says.
No! Says Ninas, but bibbly bubbly. There's just Forrest Whitaker. I think.
Aaron's letting me
I don't
down
know.
in the chat.
That part didn't have much in it for Rogue One. But I'm excited for Woody. I'm excited. I don't think his character's been shown that much yet, and I think that's a really good thing. I like when I'm happy if they just keep showing lots of, the main quartet of character. Well,
what do you think about Emilia Clarke then? Who do you reckon she's going to be?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Here's my guess. You got Woody. Woody's like the father figure, kind of hires whatever a group of people to get together to do this mission, so he's like the head honcho of like maybe he could be like the head of like some underground mafia type shit,
she's gonna be like she's
like this the daughter or like the second in charge or like some scenario like that. She then goes out and hires the other people, which she like however manages to get Han and Chewie met because of whatever reason. I don't really know. I presume they're going to do... I'm fingers crossed that they do the whole Han saving Chewie from prison or something, slavery, some kind of scenario like that, because that's what actually happened in like the Legends extended universe type scenario. Yeah. There's that shot where you see him like head to head with another Wookiee. Let's just go ahead and presume that is his wife or whatever.
Yes, yep.
And then presume she probably dies. Sorry.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah, that's just like the go-to guess. Thandie Newton's character is one I'm interested in because we don't really know much about her. She's just old in the poster. She's like all the way fucking in the background there. We had like a hot 2 seconds of her in the trailers. Don't know really much about that what's going on in there. This whole movie in general is really, really weird compared to a couple of previous Star Wars movies. So Force Awakens, Rogue One, Last Jedi, they all came out in December, and they all got a couple months of build-up time of extended universe, books, comics, short stories, whatever have you say, all that sort of thing. Even like e-magazine news pieces and stuff where they would delve into character details, and I could wake up one morning and they're like, here's a bunch of details about fucking random characters that are in Maz Kanata, like her bar or whatever, I could read all that and I would have some idea going in about stuff. Solo, they're like, no, it's still coming out May, and for ages I thought, no, they're going to push it to December. That's so stupid. Still coming out in May. They haven't got any extended material out, character pieces building up to this movie yet, which you could be like, well, Dylan, do we need those? Because the main characters, Han Solo, Chewbacca, Lando, we know who all those are. We don't really know who they are at this time period, so I'd argue against that. There's a book coming out in like a week or two before the movie launches, and that's like the only thing. And then there's like a comic book series and stuff coming out after the movie. So this movie, out of all of them so far, is the most blind, just go in. Who are these characters? Don't know.
I like that. I hope they do it in reverse. You know, I hope they use this as the starting point with this book at the front, but then have all the filling stuff after it, so that, you know, you go in, you get your impression from the movie, and then I think you can then have a more, unless, you know, you're just a Star Wars vacuum cleaner like you, Dylan, that's just suctioning all that information up,
Star Wars knowledge,
just sucking it all in. You can then pick and choose what material and content you look at based on your, you know, how you felt about characters in the movie.
The other thing I want to point out is the colors in this movie is really great. Like I already said, I love the way it's been shot, and it doesn't look like a typical shot like a Star Wars movie. However, the use of color is really stands out. There's a few shots where you see, because the Millennium Falcon is obviously brand new, spanking, or brand newish, close as we can see in the trailers. You got the whole like very clean white interior shot that we've seen before. But then what stood out to me most watching this trailer is like the blue strips across the top of it stand out like all hell, like beautifully. Yeah. And then there was another great shot of Lando wearing the yellow the yellow t-shirt, but there was like a very dark like background in the background. And it's usually, if they do that type of thing, they would have him wear a darker top or whatever, because they want more moody piece, blah blah blah. But Ron Howard's making this, and he doesn't seem against colors, bright colors, contrasting, which is exciting.
I like how the Millennium Falcon has that clean, like white, almost sanitary lighting inside of it, because I think, you know, that brings on the message that the Millennium Falcon is a clean slate of, you know, it's reasonably new, obviously, in this movie. Like, it obviously hasn't gone through the shit. And
stolen freshly, maybe.
You know, when we see it later in the other movies, it's, you know, dirty and brown, and, you know, the interior is...
run through hell.
Yeah, exactly.
Han does not clean, apparently. Orlando. Until what stage does Lando have it? Well, we definitely see Han win the Falcon in this movie. There's no way.
This will definitely be Han's ship. That'll probably be one of like the big fan moments out of this. This movie is going to be getting the Falcon. I was going to say the Salcon. We've really got this. We're just doing all things wrong for the Falcon. I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
You're a great ship.
I think it'll be all right. Wrap up one more point I just saw pointed out in the chat before we wrap up this reacts is Aaron pointed out they were like worried about releasing it so close to Avengers. Do you think that's going to be a big deal? Or
well, they moved Avengers forward.
Yeah, they moved it closer.
They moved it. No, because they moved it to the start of April, didn't they? End of April, didn't they?
American times, I don't know. It didn't make any difference to us. That's why I get so confused.
It didn't make any difference
They moved Avengers forward a week, and everyone was like flipping out, and I'm still like, they moved it forward a week, and we still get it before you. How does that feel? Cross fingers they don't just suddenly move it back for us. Because I brought tickets already. Fuck off, don't do that to me.
That'd be a great week of movies, though, like Avengers and... Oh, imagine how much content we'd have to talk about.
I know. Do you think it's a worry for them, or is it just like Avengers is a money-making machine, Star Wars is a money-making machine? You can release them a week apart and it doesn't fucking matter.
I don't think it matters. And I think, I think they could... I honestly think they could do something crazy, like release them within the same week, and it wouldn't matter. People would just go see both.
I agree to a point. Yeah.
I don't think it would be like
maybe some people are like, I've got enough money this week for one movie. They see one, they don't see the other, or something.
But like I still think, their community bubbles are still separate enough that they're fine. They're all good.
All right, what are you going to rate this trailer? Do you know we do the rating system now? This is the first time I'm doing it without Ash. The rating system is double thumbs up. One up, one down, or double down. What are you going to give it?
Right. Double thumbs up.
It's double thumbs up. Yeah,
double thumbs up.
Anything less than double thumbs up, you're fired.
I was going to make sure. I've got to make sure my hands are in the shot.
Yeah, no, it's a hard system, isn't it?
It's a hard system. I think Ashley. I remember watching Ashley in one of these. Like he had to work.
I kind of usually do like a side to side motion just to make sure I can fitted into the little situation there. Thanks for watching today's reacts to the Solo official story trailer, or whatever the fuck I said it was called. Don't forget, if you'd like to hear more Star Wars discussion in depth, where I'll have prepared topics and thought more words through, like making sure I say the Millennium Solo correct, which is the Millennium Falcon. Realistically,
Falcon.
if you want to hear me be a hashtag fake Star Wars fan, where I can read off notes prepared for me by people who are actual Star Wars fans, make sure you subscribe to Alderaan Explosion, which is starting, I think, the first week of May, or second week, for 3 weeks.
I think we were doing 3 episodes.
It's
It'll be
3
the second
episodes,
week.
so I think it's the second week until the day that Solo airs. It's 3 whole episodes of Star Wars discussion. You can find a link to that in the YouTube link below. If you're live on Twitch, it doesn't exist unless Nick or someone goes and finds it, posted in. But I don't know if he has. I don't know if he has that in him to be complete.
Does Nick?
I don't think that has it.
You know, be looking up for. I'd like to see Nick's mini review of this trailer, though.
Please.
Please check out @Lord Empire on Twitter. He might put it up.
I'm doubtful.